Hello, YouTubers! Alright, my first actual talking video, so you can hear me not singing anymore, because that was just sad. I'm an INFP. Introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. So, I'm in a kind of an extroverted mindset right now, so I figured what better time to make a video when I actually might be somewhat presentable. So, let's start. I've always acted like an INFP. What does it mean to be an INFP? I've always been imaginative. Ever since I was little, I had tons of imaginary friends when I was little. What else can I say? I got interested in things that many kids, around me, of course, didn't. At least not for very long. Why? Because most kids are sensing. Most people are sensing. I've heard that 80% are sensing, 20% are intuitive. So, let's see. Huge influence in my life was Pokemon. I know, it sounds retarded. It sounds cheesy. It doesn't make me cool at all. I know. So that was, and why did I like it? Well, it seemed like this utopia. Everybody's got their own version of like a utopian society, right? That I totally thought was like pretty perfect because of the connection with nature and anyway, I'm sure you've seen my profile and that I'm really big into nature. So that actually started with Pokemon, believe it or not. And I know it doesn't make me cool for it at all that I like Pokemon and liked Pokemon. Yeah, as you can see. So, and I apologize for the reverse image again. It's weird. Yeah. So, let's see. Introverted. We'll explore that first, because I'm introverted, and why am I introverted? What is it that about me that makes me so introverted that you can say, yeah, that chick's introverted? Well, obviously, I'm not very good at presentations. I'm not an ESFP as much as I might want to be sometimes, as you can see in my previous videos. Not a whole lot of facial expressions, so I'm in that kind of mood tonight that I'm actually acting kind of like an ESFP. I might be slightly. Maybe you're disagreeing with me. I don't know. But let's see. So I've always been quite reserved. Had very few friends throughout the years, but that's also too because I was just so weird. Let's see. Intuitive, like again, imaginative. But that combines with the feeling is that imagination just whatever. Like rationals aren't as they aren't so much about fantasy, right? I mean, except for like sci-fi or whatever. So that's the difference between. I think that's the difference between. One of the differences between rationals and idealists, and that, idealists are more like me, just imagination, just their feelings are connected with imagination, so you can imagine having imaginary friends and stuff, and then rationals are more imaginative, or their intuition is more based upon figuring things out, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. INFP. One thing is I'm emotional, so taking I take criticism poorly, unfortunately. And perceiving. Yeah, I'm not very good at, I want to be organized. I really do. and I was for the longest time. But I can't like stay on one thing for a really long time. Let's see, I'll backtrack to when I was smaller, like 12. When I was 12, I had this whole like schedule set up. I was like, okay, this is when you eat, this is when you sleep. It was ridiculous. It was super perfectionist. Back then, I acted maybe like an ISTJ or something, you know. And so it was. I've had some serious changes. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that didn't last for very long. It only lasted for a couple of years, and then I was just so sick and tired of it. I just couldn't stand it any longer because within my nature, my personality type, I'm not judging as much as I might want to be. So I'm not that committed. I'm better at being spontaneous. I've had interesting periods throughout my life though, where I think I've acted like different types. Like, even when I was 11 or 12, we'll go back to that again, is that I acted like an artisan sometimes. And I know artisans they're good at, like, playing jokes and whatnot, right? You look at your ESTPs and your ESFPs. See, these are the people who made fun of me when I was in elementary and junior high, all the wonderful artisans. No offense to any artisans out there, but anyways. But yeah, no, back then, I was actually, I would make jokes for fun, and it wasn't even serious. It was just, I would make, it's kind of like South Park stuff. I'm still into South Park. South Park is awesome, right? But that's a totally an artisan thing, I think. So yeah. What can I say? Next period of my life, junior high, I focused heavily on schoolwork, studied like crazy, and got like extremely high marks, but I've always been pretty intelligent, above average anyways. So junior high was like my shining moment in schoolwork, and back then, I think I acted a lot like irrational, at least in the fact that I got like consistently 90s. I mean, it was freaky. I'm not like that anymore, but because I'm working more on spiritual things lately. So now in the last few years, my personality, I've learned about my personality type, and so it's come out a lot more, and it's kind of been forced upon me because that is naturally who I am, right? That's my personality type. So lately, in the last few years, things have come along, and I've realized that that's who I naturally am. As much as I might like to act like an artisan, or act like a rational, or even a guardian sometimes, although that's kind of rare. That my true nature is in being an idealist. And see, for the longest time, I wasn't very sociable. I'm still not very sociable. And part of that is because the INFP is so rare, and we're so, I don't know, in some ways we're kind of like cut off from the world in our differences. Yeah, and then I lose train of thought. Of course. I have gotten slightly more sociable in the last few years. Anyways, it's running out of time, up to 10 minutes. I can't believe I've talked this long. So, that's about all I'm going to say. I'm an INFP. Post your comments. Say whatever you want. And tell me what your types are. And tell me how you found out. And all that stuff. And all your theories about what makes someone that kind of, that personality type. I have my own theories on how to identify people now, too. Because I've been studying this for a while. Anyways, gotta go. It's running up to 10 minutes. So, see ya, people.